Cracking seals and taking dabs. Welcome back to Crack That Seal. Welcome back, gang. We are continuing on with our run of jars we collected from Seshmoore, and we're going with a back-to-back new company to the show, new company to our lungs, but a company we've had our eyes on since the Seshmoore event, Haim Hash. Today we review Haim Hash, and there was one in particular strain I had my eyes on, the G-Tank. The G-Tank is a first-class funk and Gush Mints cross. We'll link the geneticists. It's a Nursery. We found them. So first-class funk and Gush Mints, grown and picked out by Haim Hash, a newer company to us. But we saw they were going to be at Seshmoore, and we saw some rave reviews on this particular jar, and being that we are the gas fans that we are, we had to scoop it up. Love trying new companies. Their booth was actually very extensive, 20 plus jars, very impressive, but we had to stick with the G-Tank. So, the G-Tank from Haim Hash, without further ado. Okay, definitely gassy, but a savory gas. A touch of a meaty gas, but also some like dessert type gas. So the Gush Mints is Gushers and I think Durban crossed with Kush Mints, and then the first class funk is a GMO crossed with, damn, I'm blanking now. GMO and something. Hold on, we gotta go fat for the people. Fat for you guys. Haim Hash, the G-Tank, fat for the people. Cheers, guys. Okay. Real clean on the exhale. Real smooth. As you let the exhale develop, quickly turns into the GMO classic, not full-on funky GMO, but definitely a GMO gas, a more potent food-type gas. And then that kind of sits for a while, but then just like the nose told me, it kind of finishes with a desserty type gas, a more, not as meaty, but that savory dessert and GMO battling now with that more rich gas on the back palate. It is gassy, definitely derivative in a more GMO type of, it's like I said, it's not full-on gym sock funk, but a little bit more of what I call, it's in between like a funky gas, but a subdued funk. GMO, they say, what do they say? Garlic, mushrooms, onions. Maybe not as garlicky, but definitely in that garlic realm. But it plays well off of the rich gas. I'm assuming from like the first class funk. It's playing off that rich gas really nicely. I can get, the Kush Mints influence. GMOs first, and then I can definitely get Kush Mints. What else was in there? Fucking Gush Mints and Gushers. There's a desserty gas. I mean, it's a funky, palatable gas. It's still in that GMO realm, but it's very palatable because of the dessert realm. I like that aspect. Obviously, GMO a little played out. We always talk about that in these reviews. GMO, one of the more played out terps and or strains of the last 3-4 years. But as a gas lover, you gotta respect it. It doesn't overly go gas on you. Has some Kush elements, some desserty gas elements for sure. Now I wanted to talk about these guys, the Haim Hash. So this is another new company to the show. You know how much we love covering the new companies. Like I said, this is what it's all about. So for those wondering what we do or why we go to some of these hash shows, it's to track down stuff like this. So we went to every booth, and just their booth alone probably had 20 jars. And I actually ranked these guys as one of my favorite booths of Seshmoore. I feel like a few people gave me shit for that. And I feel like personally it's because these guys are unknown. They're really not, name branded or known like some of these other names in the game. And I didn't actually ask them how long they've been around for, but they've got to be new, because I have barely seen them out there. Point being, no, not every jar on their table was a banger, but what I loved is every jar had a unique smell. Every jar had unique terps. They were true farmers. Pheno hunters. You could really feel that in every jar because it was unique throughout. They really surprised me, and I always reward companies that surprise me more because maybe I wasn't expecting it, but they really delivered through and through. Almost to where I almost thought about getting a different jar, but the G tank was already on my radar, and it's what we had to hold us. So we had to get this one, and we're gas lovers. So, having said all of that, the G tank from Haim Hash, what is our enjoyment rating? Sexy wet look. Surprised me there too. The nose is a little more mute. It could be louder, and it could display the terps that I tasted more. Having said that, it has a really nice, lightly gassy, cushy, but like I said, more savory, rich gas tones to it. It reminds me of Fatso a lot. It reminds me of Fatso, but in its own lane. It's very rich gas, GMO, yes, but almost like the, tame GMO, as I always say, and like an OG Kush driven GMO rather than a stinky, funky driven GMO. That's kind of what this is. Yes, I love Kush. Yes, I love gas. I don't know what's holding me back from just like going bonkers. Maybe just the fact it's not as loud. Maybe the fact that it is GMO, and if you followed the channel for the past 3 years, we've talked about it. GMO, you've got to really impress us because there's just too much GMO out there. So, because of all of that, I'm not going to go overboard. We've been giving out a lot of high 8s. I don't want to penalize these guys because of that. I'm going to give the G-Tank from Haim Hash a solid 8.5. I just want more terps, louder terps, but I enjoyed what was there. Really nice gas terps, really nice introduction to Haim Hash. Nice introduction to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to get the hell out of here. It's been a great week covering all these new companies and bringing you companies with skin in the game. I'm out. Easy, thanks.